Today I have a quiz for you guys, and the most interesting part of this quiz is that everyone is a winner. Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Transurfing in 78 Days, a practical course on creating your own reality. And I just made a playlist, so you guys can go check that out. Reference, we are in lesson number 5. If you're just beginning, you can go back on that playlist and check out 1, 2, 3, and 4. Or watch this one, or in the future if you want to go back and rewatch these. These are always there for your convenience. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump in. This is the world mirror principle. Basically, what this chapter is going over is your perception of how you look at your world is going to create the world in which you live. So the way that you look at things, the way you observe things, actually changes them with your inner talkings, your conception of yourself, and your personality. So I'm going to give you my narrative as we go through this, but this is a very interesting chapter, and it will change your life if applied. Okay, so the world is what you think of it. The world is a mirror that reflects your relationship to it. Life is a game in which the world puts the same riddle to all its inhabitants. Okay, guess what I look like? This is kind of a quiz question. Everyone responds in their own way to that question. What do I look like? Everyone responds in their own way according to their own perception. You are aggressive, or you are cozy, or even cheerful, gloomy, friendly, hostile, happy, ill-fated. The interesting thing is that in this quiz, everyone is a winner because the world agrees with everyone and appears before each according to the guise that was ordered. What do you think of your world? Okay, so if you feel like if you're the type of person that looks at the glass half empty, and that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a half-empty glass, okay? So basically, and if you feel like the world is taken by big companies, all the great ideas are already taken by or monopolized by big companies, then that's the way it's going to be. You're not going to have the ideas to create the new ideas. And I promise you right now, there's more than 1,000 great ideas that are multi-billion and trillion-dollar ideas that haven't even been thought about yet. And you could be the one to think that, but it's all based on your perception, and we're going to get into that. Interpretation here, he explains this a little bit further. When a person is convinced that all the best things in his world have already been sold out, their shelves will remain empty. So the way that you perceive the world to be is exactly what you're going to get. So if you think you can do something, then you can, but if you think that you can't do something, then you can't. So that's the way it's your perception. It's basically, those are metaphors, but this is real. The way that you look at the world, if you think there's a ton of opportunities out there, you're going to get a ton of ideas that are going to lead you to that end. You're going to find those ideas. But if you look at the world as if those ideas are already taken, then you're not going to get any ideas. You're not going to create anything. You're going to live in a state of lack. And it's all based on your state of abundance, your conception of yourself, or your state of lack. And that all depends on your perception of your world. Okay, so when they think that buying a high-quality item will mean standing in a huge queue and then parting with a large sum of money, then that is exactly what will happen. See? If a person's expectations are pessimistic and riddled with doubt, then they will undoubtedly be justified, because it also changes your reactions. Your inner talkings change when you look at the world. If you look at the world negatively, you have inner talking. So before you walk into a new environment, if you have negative inner talking about what's about to happen, that's through the law of thought transmission. That's going to change the people before you get there, and they're going to react to you negatively because of your inner thinking. All right, so we have to change that, guys. So I want you to take a little bit of time today, and I want you to ask yourself this question. What do you think of your world? How do you look at your world? How are you looking at your world? Is it positive or is it negative? Really think about that. Really just maybe take 30 seconds. Ask yourself that question. What do you really think of your world? How do you look at your world? Is it in a good way or a bad way? Okay, so if a person expects to meet with unfriendly environment. If a person expects to meet in an unfriendly environment, their misgivings will be proven true. And that's not just theoretically, or it's not just a theory, that is actually true. Okay, so their misgivings will be proven true. However, when a person is imbued with the innocent thought that the world has reserved the best in life for them, this also works. The eccentric who does not know that nothing can be achieved without a struggle somehow finds himself or herself at the counter where there has just been a fresh delivery as if timed especially for them. Okay, so this person that he's talking about has a great perception of their world. They perceive that they're winners. They perceive that they get quality items. They perceive they get fresh deliveries. And that's exactly what happens because of their perception, their thinking, their inner thoughts. Okay, so, all right. Then they suddenly learn that the first buyer gets everything for free. A long queue forms behind them of people who know that the reality of life is pretty miserable and all the other fools were just lucky. See, that's what they think. The people, then that's another perception. The perception of somebody that looks at people that get everything, oh, they're just lucky. That could never happen to me. And that's exactly what happens based on that thinking, that perception. That's what happens. Okay, so if someday, when confronted with the realities of life, the lucky eccentric changes their opinion of the world, their reality will change accordingly, and when they finally open their eyes to the truth, they will be thrown right to the very back of the queue. Okay, so that is number 5. Let's give you a little retake here. Let's see how long we've been in this video now. I'm going to go ahead and end this one, number 5, and I'm going to jump into number 6. I'm going to try to break these down. If you like the way that I'm breaking them down, give me a ton of my own ideas. If you guys like that, go ahead and give me a comment in the box below. Say you like my narrative. Say you like it when I give my own opinions on these and break these down a little bit better. Or come up with your own language. Put that in the comment box below and give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe that now. And I'm doing live events, and I'm doing them randomly. So you probably want to turn on your notifications if you want to be involved with those live events, because I don't have a set schedule where I'm doing that. If I'm in the feeling and I feel like I want to do one, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to start streaming. So turn your notifications on, and so that way you will be notified when I am live streaming. All right, guys, I love you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow.